Coolers have been a staple of weekend adventures for years, but they've always had one big drawback. They're bulky. Anyone who owns more than one cooler knows exactly what that looks like. Big plastic boxes stacked in the garage, sitting on the deck, or shoved into closets just to get them out of the way. And once you start camping, tailgating, or hosting outdoor parties, it's easy to end up with several coolers for different occasions. That's why Coleman's new Snap and Go coolers are getting so much attention. They take the traditional hard-sided cooler and give it a clever twist. These coolers can carry a full load of food and drinks just like a normal cooler, but when you're done using them, they fold down to a fraction of their size. Instead of storing a bulky box, you're left with something closer to a slim briefcase. For anyone dealing with limited storage space, that's a pretty big deal. A typical 55-quart cooler can hold up to 93 cans without ice, making it perfect for parties, picnics, or camping trips. But when it's empty, the Snap and Go design lets it collapse down to about 1/3 of its original size. That means several folded coolers could fit in the space normally taken up by just one full-size cooler. The idea actually comes from folding storage crates. Regular square crates are great for stacking neatly because their straight sides fit perfectly together with no wasted space. The downside is they're difficult to ship because they take up their full volume. The solution used in many storage crates is a collapsible design that keeps the square shape when in use, but folds flat when not needed. Coleman essentially borrowed that concept and applied it to a cooler. Setting it up is quick and simple. The front and back panels expand outward, and the side panels swing down into place to form the cooler's full shape. When it's time to pack up, the panels fold back in so the entire cooler collapses flat. It's a straightforward design that makes switching between storage mode and cooler mode fast and easy. One challenge with foldable coolers is preventing leaks from melted ice. Since the walls have hinges to allow folding, those seams could potentially let water escape. To solve that, Coleman added a removable inner liner. This flexible bladder sits inside the cooler to keep everything watertight, while still allowing the outer shell to fold when needed. Because the insulation has to be flexible enough to collapse, it's not quite as thick as traditional roto-molded coolers, so it doesn't match the multi-day ice retention found in some heavy-duty models. Still, Coleman estimates these coolers can keep ice for around 48 to 64 hours, depending on the size. That's more than enough for a weekend camping trip, a tailgate party, or a long day at the beach. When folded, the cooler really does look more like a briefcase than a cooler. The largest 55-quart model drops from about 14 inches tall to just under 5 inches. That's a height reduction of roughly 2/3, making it far easier to slide onto a shelf or stack with other gear. This design also helps when you're packing up after a trip. Anyone who has tried fitting all their camping gear back into a car knows it can feel like solving a complicated puzzle. A cooler is usually one of the biggest pieces in that puzzle. Being able to shrink it down to 1/3 of its height can make loading up the car much easier. In fact, the collapsed cooler ends up being similar in size to a camping stove. For example, the folded 35-quart version measures roughly 22 by 12 by 4.5 inches, which is surprisingly close to the size of some classic 2-burner camping stoves. That means they can stack neatly together on a shelf or in your vehicle. Coleman launched the Snap and Go lineup in 3 sizes. There's a 55-quart model, a 45-quart version, and a smaller 35-quart cooler. All of them use the same folding design and collapse to the same slim height, though the amount of space saved varies slightly depending on the model. The smallest version folds to about half its original size, while the largest shrinks to roughly 1/3. The coolers weigh between about 14 and 20 pounds when empty, depending on the size. So they're still sturdy enough for regular outdoor use, while offering the convenience of a compact folding design. For anyone who loves outdoor adventures, but hates the storage hassle that comes with bulky gear, this approach could make a lot of sense. A hard-sided cooler that folds flat isn't something we've seen very often, and it might just change the way people store and pack their outdoor equipment.